Call halal la Yahweh ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Waha Racha Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, our elders, and our teachers, men of great millstone. To you I say shalom. It's your brother Amraya, and we're at it again. And today we're in Philippians chapter 3 for good reason. There's one body, one spirit in this truth. And either you're in league with it, in agreement with it, or you are against it. And those who are against it, their fruits will show themselves to be against the spirit. For they cannot fall completely in submission onto a power that they disagree with everything that he has to say. And by that power, I mean Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is whom you ignorantly call God, and Yahweh Shai is whom you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, to get to the point, let's just begin. It reads, verse 1, "Finally, my brethren, rejoice in the Lord, Yahweh. To write the same things to you, to me, indeed, is not grievous, but for you it is safe." So he's giving you safe doctrine. Okay? It says, "Beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, and beware of the concision." And concision means mutilation, cutting. And in this case, more than likely meaning division. Okay, to be divided from the truth. That one sound spirit. Verse 3, "For we are the circumcision, which worship Yahweh in the spirit, and rejoice in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and have no confidence in the flesh." And this is a lesson that has been taught, that there is no profiting of the flesh, no profiting of being in this current body. Though you may attempt to follow the law, the body is going to go off. It is not sealed in the new covenant yet. And it indeed is flawed. Verse 4, "Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any man thinketh that he have whereof he might trust in the flesh, I more. Circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel." And this is a portion of the law, that you must be circumcised if you are of the seed of Israel. He goes on to say that he is of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee. And this is Paul that we are discussing at this point. Verse 6, "Concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless." Okay? And yes, the law does lead to righteousness. However, the law by itself alone cannot save you. You must have faith. And that faith is what makes you operate within the law. It says, "Show me your faith by your works," roughly paraphrasing. Now, verse 7, it says, "But what things were gain to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yeah, doubtless. And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win in Hamashiach." In this life, there are choices and decisions that get made. And I recently came across this crossroads myself. You know, you can chase the things of this world, the money, the notoriety, Salakia, the family members, But these are all things that will separate you from your power, Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. You must count these things as a loss. And I've recently lost my mother, so I understand very well, the guilt that goes through you. There's going to be some fleshly guilt, which to me I count it as sin, because you may feel guilty. But if you are walking the straight and narrow path, if you are dropping everything that you have and following Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that will allow you to win in the Lord. Nothing else matters. And yeah, your mind will play tricks on you. It will say things like, you could have been there more, blah, blah, blah. You're wrong, you're selfish. But in this walk, that is the game that the flesh plays upon your mind. You must give up everything and follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These are sacrifices that must be made. You may give up your job. You may lose certain family members on this path. You may lose your woman in this truth. You may lose possessions in this truth. None of that matters, because the ultimate goal is to do that which is pleasing unto your power, that he may restore you or may reactivate you into a new covenant, which pertain promises that are better than anything that you ever would have gotten in this life. So again, verse 8, he says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung. Dung means shit. This shit means nothing. That I may win in Hamashiach, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness. It says, lean not on your own understanding, right? You don't want your own righteousness. That is not able to save in the day of the Lord's wrath that is coming on us soon. You want to have the Lord's righteousness on you, that you may be blameless in that hour. Verse 9 again. And be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of Yahweh by faith. See, that goes back to having the faith. And you will know them by their faith. Their faith leads to the direction of their works. It is the catalyst. It is the bottom line, what drives them. Their faith. That is the hopeful leg. And that faith will make you operate in the law. If you have faith in Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, you're not going to go off to the best of your ability. You're going to do that which is pleasing to the best of your ability, that you may stay in league, in agreement with your power. In these last days, there are going to be catastrophic losses in your life. That I understand very well. And it can try to throw you overboard of your boat that is heading in the right direction. But you must put these things behind you. Count them as loss. Count them as dung. Forget it and move on, because your eye must stay on the prize. And that prize are the promises that are concealed in the second covenant, that the laws will be written in your inward parts, that you shall not see death, that immortality, that you will have access to the tree of life, that you will rule in the new kingdom to come with your Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. These are all things that you must keep your eyes on in this life, in this walk, in this truth. There's no other way around it. And everything else must be counted as shit, because it's worthless. And I'm not saying, because I understand my mother I love her very much, so I wouldn't want to say something like, she's worthless. That's not what I'm saying here at all. But she's already lost. The Lord has already called her home. She is not suffering in this life anymore. I must continue to walk on and count these things for a loss. All right? And the same with you other Akim in this true. If you suffer a loss, a car, a house, a woman, possessions, a job, don't look in the rearview mirror trying to save yourself, trying to bring back these things. Let them be gone and continue to follow the Lamb, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 10, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings. Because even Yahushua HaMashiach had to suffer in this flesh, being made conformable onto his death. And conforming is shaping to the same image. You are trying to be shaped to the same image of Yahushua HaMashiach. Again, verse 10, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death, if by any means I might obtain unto the resurrection of the dead. There's a goal here. All right? We are trying to be resurrected from the dead, and we are dead in sin and trespasses against our power, Yahweh, Yahushua. If you are in fact of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. We are so far removed from our power that we are dead in the slums and the barrios and the favelas of the world. It's time to be brought back onto our power that we may live again in righteousness, blameless before our power, in league, to be conformed to the image of Yahweh, Yahushua. Shalom, Israel.